Test 1 2, test 1 2, test. All right, there, sounds working. All right, guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with our first Major League Baseball 2022 MLB preview show. Today it is Wednesday, April 6th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. Again, I'd like to welcome everybody to the baseball preview show, and what we're going to do here today is we're going to take a look at all the Major League Baseball divisions. I'm going to give you my selections, who I think is going to win each division, and then from there, we're going to find value. I'm going to talk about some of the favorites and underdogs in baseball, where to find value, and then I'm going to give out some player props, who I like to win in some of the certain situations. Things like, 20 wins, any pitchers that I like there or any players do I like in the player props. And then we're going to take a look at the World Series and some of the games or some of the picks that I like in my gold, silver, and bronze World Series picks, and we'll do that at the end of the show. Got to keep the good for last, right? So again, don't forget to hit those like buttons and share this preview button on the everybody. And if everybody who's new to the Rain Report, you can catch me each and every day, 10:30, 10:45 Eastern, here on the YouTube channel. And you can join the Breakfast Club and the Bullpenners, and we are here each and every day. And I can see some of the Bullpen guys are ready to go. Let's go Blue Jays, yeah. I put on my Blue Jay hat for this show here today, and I'm looking kind of in the shadows there. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I got to make myself a little bit bigger here. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Webcam. Let me see if this can be any bigger here. Webcam. Oh, I got to unlock it. All right, there we go. A little bit bigger right there. Let's see how that works out. Okay, I just run on steroids there. I just hit one button and I just got a little bit bigger right there. I'm just waiting for the 7-second delay to come. There we go. Hey, there's Ron, a little bit bigger right there. All right, so we're going to talk about the baseball preview division. And again, 30 years since the first World Series, the Toronto Blue Jays. Yeah, touch them all, Joe. Hey, touch them all, Joe. Now, in fact, I was in 1994. I was in the military, and I watched that World Series game. I believe it was the Phillies. Remember, Wild Thing went in, and I think Joe Carter hit that home run off the Wild Thing. I was in Ottawa at the base, and that's where I remember. Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run than that one. All right, that was many moons ago, right? That was many moons ago. So we're gonna take a look at last year's standings. So what I think is a good thing to do here, guys, is to look. Get your push-ups and get bigger. Yeah. Hey, ball cash right there. I just did my push-ups right there, and I got a little bit bigger. All right, so let's take a look at last year's American League East, and you can see that Tampa Bay won the division. Now you can see that they're more than 100 wins, 162. Yeah, that's it. 100 wins, 62 losses. New York Yankees. Now, if you recall last year, there was a tight race between the Toronto, Boston, and New York. I think that went down to the last weekend. And you can see the Yankees, 92 wins, Boston 92, Toronto 91, and you can see here Baltimore 52 wins. And Tampa Bay was one of my picks last year, and that was a good one right there. Chicago White Sox won the American League Central. They had 93 wins, Cleveland 80, Detroit 77. Detroit's going to be a good team this year. You'll be a little bit surprised where I got them ranked in the American League Central. Kansas City, 74 wins. In Minnesota, if you recall, Minnesota the year before had a great season, and then it was just up and down. Last year was not a great year for the Twins. They finished in last place in the Central. And then you got the American League East, West. The Houston Astros, 95 wins. Hey, Dusty Baker's done a great job with the Astros since he's been there. Seattle was a nice surprise last year. 90 wins last year, 72 losses. Oakland, hey, Moneyball, Oakland's always going to be in there. Oakland always finds a way to be competitive. Mark Kotsay will be the manager this year, his rookie season at the manager of the Oakland A's. LA Angels, you can see Joe Madden is there, and Joe Madden is, let me see here, Joe Madden, LA Angels. I know he's, how many years has Joe Madden been this will be his 19th year, and Joe Madden will take over the LA Angels like he did last year. Texas Rangers. Texas is going to be a better team this year. They got Marcus Semien from the Blue Jays. They did a couple other acquisitions, so Texas should be a better team this season. And let's go to the American League. Let me see. That's American League West. Let's go National League East. This is where this is going to be a really tough division this year. You got Atlanta. Atlanta's got 88 wins last year. Philadelphia, I'm expecting big things from the Phillies this year. And, I'll just leave it at that. New York Mets, 77. You know what? The New York Mets remind me of a situation where, when the owner comes in, he spends a lot of money thinking he can buy a team, and it very rarely works out. I think we're going to get a lot of overvalued prices this year with the New York Mets. Miami Marlins, you got the Marlins, Donnie Baseball right there in the Miami, 67 wins. And the Washington Nationals / Montreal Expos, a little hard to see that, but hopefully we get the Expos back in Montreal one day. 65 wins, that was the National League East. Then you got the National League Central. Brew Crew, I had them winning there last year. That was a nice one of my top plays last year was the Milwaukee Brewers, 95 wins. St. Louis Cardinals always got a, the thing I look at when I look at baseball, hockey, it's franchises, right? St. Louis has got that reputation of always having good teams. Cincinnati Reds, they'll be a little bit different this year, 83 wins. Chicago Cubs, 71 wins last season. Cubbies a little bit of a disappointment. And Pittsburgh, the We Are Family days are way over. Remember Willie Stargell and all those guys? Yeah, that's been a long, long time since Pittsburgh won a World Series. Might not ever see it happen again. I don't know. San Francisco, the Giants. San Francisco treat. They were a nice surprise team last year. And I'll get to the under-the-radar team. They were one of those under-the-radar teams last year where everybody expected the Giants to start falling off, and they never did, right? Had the most wins, 107. And then you got the Dodgers, 106. San Diego, disappointing season last year, 79 wins. Colorado, and in Colorado, as long as you keep playing at Coors Field, you better have five Cy Young winners on the staff because you're going to need them just to pitch at Colorado. And Arizona, 52 wins. And, the Robbie Ray days are way over there in Arizona. All right, who do we got here? We got a lot of people here on the show. I'd like to welcome everybody. And again, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share the baseball preview show. And we're gonna look at all the preview. All right, let's. That was last year's division. I always think it's a good idea to go recap, see what happened last year in each division, and then you go and take a look what's going on. All right, got a surprise for you guys here, and I'm gonna bring up this. Yep, stay connected, and I got my. All right, let me see here. There we go. So what I'm going to do is, this is the good thing about MLB The Show on the Xbox, is they have all the rosters on the on the teams, right? So we're going to look at the American League East, and we're going to take a look at some of the rosters. And I'm going to start with pitching rotation for the Baltimore Orioles. Now you can see the ace is John Means, and if I look at John Means, you can see last season. Let's go take a look at his stats from last season. There you go. So John Means, he's the ace on the staff. He played in 26 games. Only had 6 wins, 9 losses, and ERA of 3.62. So he will be the meat in the order, or the ace for the and he's a lefty. Remember, I think didn't John Means have a no-hitter last year as well? And I think that John Means did have a no-hitter, and you can see here on MLB The Show. And you know what? One good thing about this this software, the Xbox MLB The Show, is that if you're a fantasy player, the stats that is incorporated. I know there's this this myth, or this mindset. If you're a gamer, it's just about the games. When I look at this, excuse me, talking so fast, I'm swallowing on my saliva here. When I'm looking at the stats and all this, I'm looking at, from a fantasy sports point of view, this is awesome to have, just to look at the stats, and you get a good idea of what every team is going to be made of, right? I may buy the game just for the stats. Yeah, exactly, F. So Jordan Lyles, number 2. Keegan Atkin, number 3. Bruce Zimmerman, number 4. And there's Zach Lowe. Those are projected lineup for the Baltimore Orioles. Let's take a look at the starters for the pitching rotation for the Boston Red Sox. Now, when I was doing the Boston Red, very nice touch using the game to show visuals along with stats. Yeah, thank you, Derek. And this is what I was telling you guys. I had a little surprise for you guys, right? Oh, you know what? Before I go back, let me go back. I did the starting rotation for the Orioles. Let's take a look at their bullpen, and we'll work from the closer down. And it looks like Tyler Wells will be the closer this year, and the setup guy will be Tanner Scott and Cole Sulser. So keep an eye out on that on the bullpen for the Baltimore Orioles. And let's go to the Boston Red Sox. And when I was looking at the Boston Red Sox, guys, I really had them, and I'm looking at the American League East, the Baltimore Orioles plus 17,500 to win the division. That's not going to happen, right? That's not going to happen. The Boston Red Sox, I really like what the Boston Red Sox did in the offseason. They went out, got Story from Colorado. In fact, when you go look at the Boston Red Sox and you take a look at their lineup, and this is the projected lineup: Enrique Hernandez, Rafael Devers, Alexander Bogart, J.D. Martinez. That's a pretty good starting four right there. And then you bring in Trevor Story, Alex Verdugo, number 99. I always laugh when I see his number. Bobby Dahlback, Christian Vasquez, and Jackie Bradley Jr. rounding off the maybe the rotation. But when I look at this rotation from a batting perspective, this is a good batting offense right here. This is a pretty good offense. Where I start questioning is this right here. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Boston Red Sox. Nathan Divaldi, that's going to be their ace. If you look at his stats, let's take a look at Nathan Divaldi's stats. Last year, 11 wins, 9 losses. You can see his ERA of 3.75, which is pretty good. 195 strikeouts. Only walked 35 last year, which is pretty good. And, one thing that you want to look to is the whip, right? Walk hits plus innings pitch. That's very important when you're doing some of your handicapping. And the thing I like about this software is that if you see just on top here in the top right-hand corner, I don't know if you can see it right there, it shows you the repertoire of that pitcher, right? And this is what I've been doing the last couple of months, is that I've been pitching some of these pitchers, and I'm realizing, some of these guys, their main thing is not the fastball. And when I look at a guy like Hyun-Jin Ryu is a placement pitcher. His fastball is nowhere near in his top repertoire, and that's one thing I look for when I look at the pitching repertoire, to see what they have in their arsenal, right? So you can see that Nathan Eovaldi, a four-seam fastball. He's got a good curveball, a slider, splitter, and a cutter. So, Nathan's got all the tools that needed. But look at that. Then you got 42-year-old Rich Hill. Hey, Rich, king of the hill. Nick Pivetta, Michael Wacha here at number 4, and then Tanner Yauch. I think this is not a playoff contending type of. I don't think this is a playoff type of pitching staff that it's going to really get you deep into or make the playoffs. It might get you a wild card spot. When I look at this pitching staff, I'm not too sure. And then you look at their closers. Looks like they have Garrett Whitlock, but I thought Matt Barnes was the closer here. Things could have changed. Jake Dykman. So I'm looking at their bullpen, and you got Hirakuzu Sawamura. I want to say that 10 times. So the bullpen is, it's okay. I'm not crazy about the starting pitching for the Boston Red Sox, and I got the bookmaker has them at 545 to win the division. All right, let's take a look at the Yankees. The Yankees starting lineup, top to bottom. You got Anthony Rizzo. Good pickup, Rizzo, last year, getting from the Cubs. You got Aaron Judge. Hey, the Judge is in. Joey Gallo from Texas. Giancarlo Stanton. And he's been in the league a long time. I didn't realize how long he was in the league. In fact, let me see here. You go back. Look at that. He goes way back to 2010. Hey, Joey Gallo's, Giancarlo Stanton, he's been in the league a long time. Last year, averaging 273 at the plate and 35 home runs. They're going to need those home runs right there. So Boston game's looking like over City. Yeah, Boston, yeah, exactly. Timmy Two Shoes says the Boston game's looking like an over. I agree, 100%. Boston's over looks like a crash cow, says the gent woodworker. Yeah, we could get a lot of overs in Boston. Hey, it's Fenway. Hey, it's a hitters-friendly ballpark. And if you're a left-handed batter, man, I'm a lefty. I golf left, I bat left. I would just love one practice shot at that Penske pole. Hey, wouldn't you, if you're a lefty, just try to wrap that ball around the Penske pole? I would love the opportunity one day just to go there and just try to hit it, to wrap a ball around the Penske pole. Josh Donaldson is scheduled to be slated in the 5th, but we will see. Things could change. Gleyber Torres, Aaron Hicks, Keener Falefa, and Ben Rothwart. Right there are your 9 for the New York Yankees. Let's take a look at their pitching, and let's go to their pitching rotation. Again, this looks a lot like the Boston Red Sox, right? Great offense. The pitching after Garrett Cole, you got Luis Severino. Can he stay healthy, right? I think that was his biggest problem last year, right? With Luis. I don't think Luis was able to stay healthy enough. In fact, look at that. Only one game last year, so He's got to stay. Look at that. In 2019, only started 3. So if Luis Severino's your number 2 and he's only played like 4 games in 2 years, not looking good for the Yankees starting rotation. Jordan Montgomery. How old is Jordan? Jordan is 29 years old. Okay, I thought he was a little bit older than that. Last year, 6-7, ERA at 3.83. So not too bad. Not too bad right there. You got Nestor Cortes Jr., the stash. Hey? Oh, holy cow. Nestor Cortes Jr. I love his mustache, eh? He's like a junior Magnum PI right there on the hill, eh? The Nestor Cortes Jr., and then you got Jameson Taillon from Jameson. Played the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let me go check out his history. Yeah, Pirates, and last year 29 games started, 8-6, ERA of 4.30, and you know what? Yankees right now at bookmaker. The bookmaker sportsbook got them listed at plus 198, and it's not bad. It's not bad, but the Boston Red Sox. What do you guys think? Boston and Yankees. Do you think they got enough starting pitcher to get them into the playoffs? What do you guys think? Hey, and while I do that, I had my water here. I might have to go get my water. Major League Baseball is back. Let's go. Let's go. Baseball is really about depth, says Isaiah, being there with so many games. Yankees. What do you guys? You guys Blue Jay fans, Yankee fans, Tampa Bay? Who do you like in the American leagues? And I don't. Here's the team I think is going to win the American League East. And the reason why I say that is Kevin Cash. Kevin Cash is going into a 7th season, so his 8th season with the Tampa Bay Rays. Kevin Cash has a winning percentage of 53%. And when you look at Boston, Alex Cora, he came in there. Remember the Boston Red Sox before last year? They were a mess. Alex Cora comes in there, gets them almost into the playoff. They had a really great late run, but they couldn't get into the playoffs. Or did they? Or they didn't? I can't remember. I don't think they got in the playoffs last year. But Alex Cora, great manager. Then you got Brandon Hyde at Baltimore, win percentage of 34. And then you got Aaron Boone with the Yankees. Did you know Aaron Boone has a 60% win percentage? That's pretty good. But I like the Tampa Bay Rays, guys, this year. I know yesterday they traded Meadows. I'm not sure why they did that, but Austin Meadows is now gone. I can't remember where they traded him. But Meadows is now gone, so even that it's not even updated on the show yet. Brandon Lau, but you know what? Tampa Bay is loaded with talent. Wander Franco, it was a good rookie last year. I think this is one of the top players. In fact, what did Wander do last year? He hit .288 and he had 7 home runs. I'm expecting a big year this year from Wander Franco. You got Randy Arozarena. I love Randy. That's a good player right there in the cleanup spot at 4. You got G-Man Choi, the man with the smile. G-Man is he's something else. If he can stay healthy, he'll help the Rays again this year. I know. Let me see here. Last year, G-Man Choi got a bit of injuries, and let me check out his card right here. Played 83 games last year. Yeah, so injuries really hurted G-Man last year. 258 at bats, 229. Had 11 home runs. So G-Man Choi batting 5th. Yandy Diaz. Yandy Diaz, I know they got him in the trade last season. In fact, a couple years ago from Cleveland. Who was I thinking they got before that? They went, who was it from Minnesota they got? Remember they got a trade last year? Who was it again? Let me see. Where's their bench? There it is. Who was it that they got in the trade last year? I can't see it. Remember they got somebody in the trade? I can't remember right at the top of my head. But yeah, no, I like Manuel Margot signed a big contract yesterday. Mike Zunino. You got Mike Zunino here, the catcher. Mike's a good player. Look at his overall rating, 84 with the show. And then you look at his stats last year, averaging only 216. Mike, the thing with Mike, though, he strikes out a lot, right? 132 strikeouts. And the thing you got to be watch out for is that he does get a lot of strikeouts. And then you got Kevin Kiermaier. Man, you get him on base. He's pretty good at stealing bases. How many stolen bases? Only 9 last year. But caught stealing 5 times, averaging 259. And let me see. Only 4 home runs, but you know what? He's a contact hitter, right? You get him on base, and he'll make the magic happen. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup, pitching rotation for the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, Kevin Cash, he's been snake bitten the last couple of years with starting pitching, right? You remember when they had Chris Archer and went down, and then what did what's the name? Glasgow, Ryan Yarbrough, not Glasnow. Glasnow went down to Tommy John. They've been snake bitten with a lot of injuries, right? So this year's projected starting rotation for the Tampa Bay Rays, you got Ryan Yarbrough, Corey Kluber. Hey, Corey Kluber could be a nice addition to number 2. Shane McClanahan, number 3. Drew Rasmussen, wasn't that somebody they picked up last year in the trade from Milwaukee? Remember that big trade with Adames? So they got a lot of pitching involved. So Drew Rasmussen, that'll be a nice addition to the starting 5. And then you got Luis Patino, right? You got Luis Patino. Yeah, Austin Meadows to Detroit. He will be missed. Yeah, Austin Meadows was a good clutch hitter. I thought Austin Meadows was clutch, in the later innings. But guys, I like the Tampa Bay Rays to repeat this year as American League East. I know a lot of people are on the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays will be something to watch this year. I think they're going to be an exciting team. The two things that I think that are going to hurt the Blue Jays, and I'll talk about that in a second. One, for some reason, it's as if when they get to September, the inexperience of the youth was going to show. And Charlie Montoya, how is he going to really be able to make the right adjustments when it comes to September baseball? Charlie Montoya only has a winning percentage of 49%. So I think the Blue Jays are maybe a year away from really going to the, I think they'll be in the playoffs this year. I got them listed number 2 here, maybe on a wild card spot. I don't know if they win the World Series. Hey, they could. They could very well. If I had to say they will this year, no. Maybe next year, the year before. But again, I like the Tampa Bay Rays again to win the American League East. And I do like the Toronto Blue Jays to come in second. If you look at their lineup, man, this lineup is, if you thought Boston was heavy offensive oriented, look at the American League East Blue Jays. Springer, Bichette, you got Vladimir Guerrero, Teoscar Hernandez, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Matt Chapman, good pickup, third base, Alejandro Kirk, Kevin Biggio, and Danny Johnson. Those are your starting probably 9 for opening day. And then when you look at the pitching rotation, I'm not crazy about this pitching rotation. Now, he's been practicing. Hope Springer can stay healthy, says Bo Jackson. Yeah, Springer needs to stay healthy. And I think when you look at this starting rotation, now look at Jose Barrios. This is what I was talking about. What I love about this software is that when you look at Jose Barrios, look at his pitching repertoire, right? He's got a slurve, a sinker, but his four-seam fastball is his third best pitch. And then he's got a circle change here, right? But to me, if your fastball is not part of your top pitch, to me it looks like you're a placement pitcher, right? And I think Jose Barrios, nice addition for the Blue Jays. He didn't have a great year in 2020, only 5 wins, 4 losses. Last year, 12-9. But he did have a resurgence when he did hit the Blue Jays, so that was nice. Kevin Gausman, that was a nice addition there from San Francisco. Even though we lost Robbie Ray, they do get Gausman. Hyun-Jin Ryu, he didn't look good in spring training. I didn't think Hyun-Jin looked pretty good in spring training. Husei Kikuchi got lit up like a Christmas tree. These two here, that's my biggest concern for the Blue Jays right now. Number 4 and number 3. Hyun-Jin Ryu, Yusei Kikuchi. I know Kikuchi had a pretty good year last year with the Seattle Mariners. But look at the ERA, 4.41. That's pretty high. That is pretty high. And the strikeout, was how many strikeouts last year? 163. And I'm a little concerned. If you look at Husei Kikuchi's last couple of years, 6-11, 5.46 ERA, and then 5.17. So I'm a little concerned. Barris overrated. I agree. When I look at this starting pitching lineup, I don't think it's the top 3 is okay, but the 4 and 5. Alex Manoa. Now he's a rookie. The thing with Manoa, it's his temper. He has a tendency of pitching inside, and he hits a lot of batters. And actually, I don't know if they show how many batters he hits. It doesn't show the stat, right? Hit batters. But this guy hits a lot of batters. He's got a good 4-seam fastball, a slider, a sinker. But Alex Manoa's got to control his temper. And if he can control his temper, he could be a number 3 or a number 4. Right now, they got him slated at 5. But to me, Kevin Gausman, I think he will be But Ryu and Kikuchi are a liability. 100%. I agree with you, Bo. I think that, Hyunjin and Husei a bit overrated, and I think these will be good bet against this season when you're betting on baseball and the Blue Jays. I think, if you want to make money, you go with these two right here. You want to fade these guys. And Manoa, well, he can be the value pitcher, right? You look for value. All right, what do you think? So I got the Tampa Bay Rays winning the American League East. I got them listed here at plus 320 at Bookmaker. So if you want to get in at Bookmaker, they got Tampa Bay at plus 320, and that's my first pick. And my long shot to come in. It's not a long shot. It's actually the favorite, the Toronto Blue Jays. So number one, Tampa Bay plus 320, and Toronto plus 156. That's who I got winning the American League East. What do you guys got? Who do you guys like in the American League East? Let me know, and I'd love to hear your feedback. If you agree, disagree, and what do you think of the American League East? Jays are getting scary. They have a ton of potential. He was one of the hottest first five. First five. Yeah, I agree with that. And the thing is, I was listening to one show this morning, and they were saying, was it only one pitcher last year that had 20 wins? Julio Urias of the LA Dodgers. Pitchers today, the way they manage the pitchers today, you're not going to see a lot of 20-win pitchers. Pitchers go in, do 5 innings. You're lucky if a pitcher goes 5 to 6 innings. Back in the day when Roger Clemens, Pedro, Randy Johnson, even thinking of like Tom Glavine or other pitchers that back in the day. Who am I thinking here? Some pitchers. They give you like 7-8 innings for sure each start, right? When you think of the top pitchers back in the day. Now it's all about preservation and keeping the arms loose and not overusing the arms, right? So you're going to see a lot of pitching, maybe 6-man rotation at the beginning of the year, middle of the year. And then once you get to September baseball, then you'll start seeing the 3-man rotation. But you're going to see some type of preservation of arms. The days of Pedro and Randy and Rocket Clemens going like 7, 8, 9 innings, those days are almost over, right? It's very, very rare you see, unless the pitcher has a no-hitter going, right? All right, the day of complete game is over. Yeah, I agree. 100% Mark Nations. Those games are over. All right, that's my prediction for American League East. Let's go to the American League West. And we saw earlier last year, the American League West, the Chicago White Sox did a good job. So let's take a look at the lineup for the Chicago White Sox. Leading the pack, Tim Anderson. Hey, you want to get Timmy on base because he's going to get you some steals. Luis Robert, Jose Abreu, Yon Moncada, Eloy Jimenez, Yasmani Grandal, Gavin Sheets, Josh Harrison, and Lurie Garcia are your projected first 9 for the Chicago White Sox. Now, Tony La Russa. You know how many years Tony La Russa has been managing? I did a little research on this. How many years do you think Tony La Russa has been managing? Hey, I'll just wait and let you guys answer that. I got to put it on my speaker. Yeah. I'm just going to read what you guys are saying. OGR Sports. Hey, I haven't seen that guy. Welcome to the podcast, OGR Sports. Thanks for coming in. Sox, because the best manager, I feel Blue Jays and Yankees will be inconsistent. All right, so let me go back to the questions. Jays are scary. Alex Manoa heated last season. I think he'll be better. Have Gossman will help. Yankees and Blue Jays should have fun this season with Donaldson in the lineup. Donaldson's, you know what? Donaldson's going to be funny, right? It's going to be funny if he brings that veteran leadership there. And, I've watched his interview this week, and it looks like he's having a lot of fun with the Yankees. Yankees could be a little bit dangerous. They always are. Still riding the Blue Jays. Hopefully they get dangerous by July. OGR Sports says Red Sox because the best manager. I agree with you, OGR. I think Alex Cora. Well, I don't know, man. I like Kevin Cash, the Cash man. Kevin Cash is pretty good, but I agree. It's either 1A with Alex Cora. I think he's a really good manager. 40, 35 years, too many. All of them, says I help. The Tony La Russa, 36 years. This will be his 37. He's got a win percentage of 53.5. Pretty good. Hey, you've been managing baseball for 36 years, and you got a 53 win percentage. That is pretty amazing. In the American League East, and here's the, what I'll do is I'll tell you, because I did all the research on the managers, and I'll give you guys their win percentage. So Chicago White Sox, Tony La Russa, 36 years, 53.5 win percentage. Terry Francona, Tito. Hey, remember Terry when he played with the Expos? His 21 years will be number 22 this year. Terry's got a 54 win percentage with the Cleveland Guardians. AJ Hinch, I don't have his number of years. I think AJ is a second year coaching, second or third. 54 win percentage. I like Detroit this year, guys, and I'll tell you in a minute. And who else you got here? You got let me see, Dusty Baker. We're doing the Minnesota Twins, Rocco Baldelli. And who else there? We got, so Rocco Baldelli, 54 win percentage. And Mike Matheny, 53 win percentage with the Kansas City Chiefs. So Royals, pretty good. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the White Sox. I like this lineup. I like this pitching rotation. Lance Romance Lynn. I loved him when he was with Texas. If you recall watching those Texas Ranger game, Lance Lynn would always get the Rangers into the game, and they'd have a lead, and then the bullpen would blow it, right? I'll be satisfied with the Jays if they can get 10-game win streak. That'd be good. Holy smoke, that's a long time. Straight cash, homie. Yeah, Kevin Cash is straight cash. And how about them Tigers this year? Yeah, year of the Tiger. I like Detroit. In fact, I'll tell you that in just 1 second. All right, so we got Lance Lynn as the ace. Lucas Giolito. Hey, Lucas had some good games last year. Dylan Cease at number 3. Dallas Keuchel, number 4. And then you got Michael Kopech rounding off the rotation. And then if you look at the bullpen, Liam Hendricks. Hey, you got the nice closer. And then let me see here. Aaron Bummer as the setup guy. Kimbrel didn't look good this preseason in the Dodgers. I don't know if he's going to stick around. All right, so White Sox, I got them listed at Bookmaker at minus 224. Cleveland Guardians, let's take a look at the lineup for the Cleveland Guardians. You got Miles Straw, and you got Ahmed Rosario, Jose Ramirez, who just signed yesterday, I think. Franmil Reyes, the cleanup hitter. DH, Bobby Bradley, first baseman for the Guardians. Daniel Johnson, don't you love this? You even got the little animation of the picture of everybody. I love that. Andres Gimenez, and then you got Austin Edges and Bradley Zimmer, and those are your starting offense lineup for the Cleveland Guardians this year. And let's take a look at the Guardians lineup, the pitching rotation. Shane Bieber, Bieber 92 overall here. Bieber is I know he last year a lot of injuries, 7-4 and a 3.17 ERA. If he can get back to the 2020 season form, where he went 12-8 or 8-1 and 1.63 ERA, and the year before that 15-8. That would be good news for Guardian fans. Zach Plesac, the son of Dan Plesac, right there. He's got a 7.7 rating here with the show. Cal Quantrill, a bunch of ex-Blue Jay Sons here playing in the rotation for the Cleveland Guardians. Aaron Savali, and then you got Tristan McKenzie, which I like. I like Tristan McKenzie. He's a good pitcher. You might want to get Tristan when he's a nice underdog money this year, right? Lynn is out for a while, just had knee surgery. Okay, thank you, Degent Woodworker. I didn't see that. Still not really in baseball mode, but this is why we do the show, so you guys can fill me in on some of this stuff. But I appreciate that, Degent. Let me see here. The bullpen. You know what? James Karinchuk. He's got, let's take a look at this stuff right here. A 4-seam fastball, 96 mile an hour. He's got a knuckle curve and a 2-seam fastball. Yeah, when he's throwing heaters, you just hope he doesn't blow it. And then you got Emmanuel Clace as your closer. Not too crazy about the Cleveland bullpen. And right now at Bookmaker, they are plus 1,235 to win the American League Central. Don't like them. Here's the team I like, guys. I like Detroit, but I only like him to come in second. I got the White Sox to win the American League Central, but if you want a long shot money, plus 750, Detroit Tigers. I'm putting money on them to win the American League Central. Akil Baddoo at lead up. You got Robbie Grossman, Javier Baez. Was that Javier last year with the Chicago Cubs? Yeah. And then didn't he go to the Mets also? Was it Baez that went to the Mets to the Cubs? I can't remember. I think it was the Mets, right, last year. And then he went to Detroit. Candelario right there hitting cleanup. You got Miguel Cabrera. Hey, Miggy. Good job last year hitting his 3,000. Jonathan Schoop. Spencer Torkelson. You got Tucker Barnhart and then Victor Reyes. I do like Detroit. Let's take a look at their starting lineup. Pitching rotation. Oh, what's going on here? Oh. All right, let's go to the pitching. Eduardo Rodriguez. Now, Boston Red Sox fans will remember Eduardo. Last season, he was 13-8. He had a 4.74 ERA. And you know what? Boston's going to miss him. If Boston still had Rodriguez in the lineup, then I think Boston would probably have a better shot winning the American League East. But, money, it's all about the money, right? Casey Mize, Tarek Skubal. You got Matt Manning and Mikael Panetta, who used to be with the Twins. Wrong button right there. Let me go back there. Mikael Panetta. This is an interesting signing right here, right? He was with the Twinkies last year. 3.62 ERA, 9-8. Middle of the pack pitcher. And you can see he's got a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a circle change, and a 2-seam fastball. 33 years old. He's a big dude, though. 6'7", 280 pounds. So you can put a lot of meat behind those pitches, right? So, yeah, I do like the Tigers. Not really crazy about their rotation, but I like it. I do like it. And I think Detroit is going to surprise some people this year. They are my, I guess you can say, my little upset to win the American League Central. So I got White Sox number 1 at minus 224. And then Detroit is my long shot at plus 750. All right, Cleveland locked up Ramirez until 2027 with no trade clause. Panetta was optioned this AM. Option, really? So Panetta was optioned. What do you mean by that, DeGent? Mean like he released? Erod was terrible last year. Eduardo Rodriguez. Yeah, I know. Plays and parlays from Boston, so I know what you mean. All right, Kansas City. So right now we'll take a look at the lineup for the Royals. They are plus 1,800 to win the American League Central. Merrifield, hey, you got a good second baseman there in Whit Merrifield. Get him on base. He'll get you a lot of stolen bases. In fact, 40 stolen bases last year for Merrifield. Nicky Lopez batting second. Salvador Perez, came out of nowhere. How many home runs last year for Salvador? 48 home runs. 31-year-old, though. 31 years old. Andrew Benintendi, former Boston Red Sox. Carlos Santana. You got Hunter Dozier. Alberto Mondesi. I wonder if it's anything Raul Mondesi. Is that Raul Mondesi's son? Maybe, eh? I wonder if that has any relations to Raul Mondesi. Kyle Isbell and then Michael Taylor. Kansas City, it's, you know what? If you tell me they'll come in second, it wouldn't surprise me. Plus 1,800, but let's take a look at their starting rotation. And I think that's, it's not a bad one. Look at the experience here. Zach Greinke, Brady Singer. You got Brad Keller, Chris Bubik, and then you got Carlos Hernandez. It's not a bad rotation here, guys. This is not a bad rotation. You got Brady Singer. Let's take a look at his stats last year. And he went, 5 wins, 10 losses, 4.9 ERA. Okay, it's not that great. Brad Keller, last season, 5.39 ERA, 8-12. Keep in mind, it is the... go back to Zenke. Oops. Hang on a sec there. Let's go to Zenke. See, it gives you all the quirks about the pitchers too, right? Soft hands, sniper, extremely accurate throwing arm, excels at limited walks, throws an extremely effective changeup. Oh, nice. See, that's one thing I should be doing more here. Get the quirks of all these pitchers, right? In fact, you know what? Let me go look at. Let me take a look at. The Blue Jays, yeah. I want to see something about Gossman. Let's take a look at something on Gossman here. His quirks. Stingy, excels at limited base hits, throws an extremely effective split-fingered fastball, performs better when playing at home. Okay, hey, good to know. And performs better when playing in day games. See, this is the type of information that you probably won't get from a lot of places. But it has it all here in this software. So I might have to go through all the pitchers here to get some of these quirks to soft hands. Yeah, you like that? Hey, that's what his wife says. Oh, all right. Let me go take a look here. Kansas City. We already did that. Minnesota Twins. Let me go one to the rotation on the Twins. Oh, we didn't do the Twins yet, right? We did Kansas City. All right, let's take a look at the Minnesota Twins. And I got them here listed at plus 430. This is going to be an interesting situation this year. You know, they pick up Correa from Houston. Hey, I don't know. Do you guys like Minnesota to win the American League Central? I got Detroit ahead of them. I got Chicago, Detroit, then Minnesota, Cleveland, and then Kansas City as my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, you got Barracks, Buxton. This game is a little gem. Yeah, laugh my ass. Luis Arias, Carlos Correa. Look at that. Carlos, let's see what Carlos did last year for the Houston Astros. He hit 279, had 26 home runs, 92 RBIs. And what about his quirks? Quick reflexes, reacts quickly to the ball when fielding, has a cannon for an arm, sniper, accurate throwing, unfazed when hitting with 2 strikes. Hey, that's important, right? Performs better when playing night games and performs better playing at home. Yeah, most players do, right? Jorge Polanco, hey, he's got those crazy eyes. You ever see Polanco when you get those eyes at the plate? Hey, it kind of scares you. You don't want to get a fight with Polanco. He's got those eyes going. Miguel Sano, hey, Miguel's you know what? I know sometimes when I play this game, he's hitting a lot of bombs. Let me take a look at Miguel Sano. 30 home runs last year and averaging 223. And how many strikeouts? 183. Yeah, got to control those strikeouts there, Miguel. Hey, I bet you we look at his quirks, something about strikeouts, right? Performs better at home when playing. First pitch hitter, excels at hitting first pitch at bats. Don't you hate those batters first? Always swinging those first at, you know. Vladimir Guerrero Sr. was awful for that. If you remember in the 90s, Felipe Alou was the manager of the Montreal Expos, and he had to tell Vladimir Guerrero, the senior, the son, the dad, you got to stop swinging at everything. He would swing at everything, and he would hit. He would hit an infield out, and he would run it out just like he thought he had a chance on everything, right? And Felipe had to tell him to relax on that. Rally monkey, performs better when team is behind. So so he is a clutch hitter, right? Miguel Sano and Max Kepler, Gary Sanchez from the Yankees, Alex Kirilloff, and Gio Urshela. What's all the Yankees went to Minnesota this year or what? All right, so pretty good lineup right there. Hey, you know what? I think that Minnesota could like Boston and Cleveland could be a good offensive. But here's the thing: Sonny Gray, can he stay healthy? Right? Can Sonny Gray stay healthy? I know he got a lot of games in last year. 26 games, 7-9, ERA of 4.19, a bit elevated. Strikeouts, so many strikeouts last year, 155. A sinker ball pitcher, a slurve, a four-seam fastball. So this is what I'm saying, right? These position ball placement pitchers, they're not going to overwhelm you. And when you look at Sonny Gray, he's 5'10", he's 32 years old now, 195 pounds. He's really not going to dominate you with the fastball. But again, like Greg Maddux, right? Greg Maddux was good at pinpoint pitching, and Sonny Gray's in the same situation there, right? Not going to kill you with the fastball, but that's why he pitches a lot of sinkers to get a lot of ground ball outs. Dylan Bundy, you got Bailey Ober. I think Bailey's like 6'9" or something like that. 6'10", eh? That's a big dude on the hill. He's got a four-seam fastball, 92 miles an hour, a slider, circle change, and a curveball. And if you look at Sonny Gray and Joe Ryan and Lewis Thorpe round off the rotation, but I want to see something on Sonny Gray right here. Let's go to his quirks. Excels at limiting home runs. Yep, he's a ground ball pitcher. And Road Warrior. Performs better when playing on the road. So something to remember when Sonny Gray is on the mound this season. And so that is, and who else do we got here? So that's your American League Central. Who do you guys like? Who do you guys like in the American League Central? And when I look at this, I'm going Chicago White Sox at minus 224. And I'm taking Detroit second at plus 750 to win the division. That's my long shot to win. What do you guys think? Hey, give me a second. I'm going to get some water. I'm getting a little hoarse here. Hang on. All right. Totally forgot Sonny Gray was on the Twins. Yeah, you know what? And this is why we do this show, right? Is just to recap to see, when you do NBA, NHL, NFL, CFL, college football, it's so much intake, right? You need a couple of years just to get yourself back into the groove of player personnel. Like I know I say all the time that sports handicapping is a numbers game, but you do have to know player personnel. You got to know who's who in the zoo type thing. So this way, you're handicapping players and teams, right? So this is a good refresher before the year starts to go through every team, the pitching staff, find value, and we'll do that more here in the show. All right, let's take a look at the American League West. Not used to seeing Houston American League West, right? They've been flipped around a few times. All right, Houston, Seattle, LA Angels, Texas, and Oakland. So right now, Houston minus 189. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Houston Astros. Now, they lost Correa, so they got Jose Altuve. And let's take a look at Altuve. I want to take a look at his stats. Altuve right now, let me see here. How many home runs? 31 home runs, 278. And how many RBIs? 83. Played 146 games. Altuve, for a guy at 5'6", hey, that bat does a lot of damage at 5'6". Michael Brantley, you got Alex Bregman, Jordan Alvarez, Yuliev Gurriel, that's Lord Gurriel's brother, Kyle Tucker, Chaz McCormick, Jeremy Pena, and then you got Martin Maldonado right there, rounding off your starting lineup for the Houston Astros. And let's take a look at the pitching rotation. So you got Justin Verlander. Now, Verlander, I thought I saw he might be injured again, right? Let me see here. Wasn't there something with his, let me see here, stingy. He's got a 4-seam fastball, slider, 12-6 curveball. Yeah, those 12-6 curveball starts at noon, finishes at 6 o'clock, right? Those are those looping curveballs. Not too many pitchers have that. Let me do a backup here. What's going on? Am I stuck? 1 second here. What's going on? Oh, there we go. All right. Framber Valdez. You know what? Framber Valdez is a nice pitcher. I like Framber. Jose Urquidy, Luis Garcia, Jake Odorizzi used to be with the Twins, I believe. Hey, wasn't he with the Twins at one point? How come I'm not getting a good reception here? Hang on. Don't tell me my thing is... Come on, work with me here. What's going on? Oh. There we go. All right, perfect. All right, Jake Odorizzi. Let me see here. Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah, I remember he was with Minnesota. Oh, he's with Tampa Bay at one point too. All right, good to know. All right, so Houston, I got him listed here at minus 189. All right, so you got the LA Angels. Let's take a look at the Angels starting lineup. You got Brandon Marsh, Mike Trout. I know Mike Trout gets a lot of respect and love, but it's how many games a year does he play? 117, 36, 53, 134, 140, 114. Mike Trout the last couple of years, I wonder if he's starting to break down from body-wise, right? He's 30 years old, and the last couple of seasons he can't make 60 games. So let's see if Mike Trout can stay healthy this year. Let's hope so, because the league needs a healthy Mike Trout. Jared Walsh, Anthony Rendon, when he used to be Washington, nice pickup there a couple of years ago. Justin Upton, Max Stassi, Joe Adell, Tyler Wade, David Fletcher. Good pitchers, good players right there for the Angels. I don't know. Angels just seem like they underachieve every year. The Angels seem like they always underachieve the last couple of years. And, let's go right here. Let's take a look at that starting pitching rotation. Shohei Ohtani. Let's take a look at his numbers. Last year, 23 games started, 9-2, a 3.1 ERA, and how many strikeouts? 156. Yeah, you know what? Got to give him his props. Noah Syndergaard. Let's hope he can stay healthy. Patrick Sandoval, Michael Lorenz, and Jamie Barria for the Angels. Now, I do have the Angels listed at plus 365. Oakland Athletics. Let's take a look at Oakland. Tony Kemp, Elvis Andrus. You got Sean Murphy, Seth Brown. You got Steven Piscotty, Chad Pinder. You got Sky Bolt, Kevin Smith, and Christian Patch. All right, those, man, hey, Oakland, how would you like to be an Oakland A's fan and every year you got yourself a new starting team, right? That's what Moneyball will do to you. Frankie Montas as the starter. Now, Frankie last year, let's take a look at his numbers. 13-9, 3.37 ERA, and 207 strikeouts. And his quirks, grounded, excels at limiting home runs, throws an extremely effective fastball, 96-mile-an-hour fastball, performs better at home, and what was the other one? Performs better when playing day games. All right, I'm going to have to go through all this again, and all these pitchers that play well during day games, I'm going to have to keep note of those. Sean Manaea, Cole Irving. Let me see his, I remember he was with the Phillies. I was trying to remember what team he was with. Dalton Jeffries, and then Brent Honeywell Jr. round off your starting pitchers for the Oakland Athletics. And, man, this thing is sticking. All right, Seattle, the Mariners. Hey, you know what? Nobody expected the Mariners to do what they did last year, right? They had a pretty good season. And let's take a look at their starting lineup. You got J.P. Crawford, Mitch Haniger, Jess Winker, Ty France, Jared Kelenic. You got Eduardo Eugenio Suarez, Abraham Toro, Adam Frazier, and then you got Tom Murphy rounding up your starting rotation in the lineup. And then let's take a look at the pitching lineup right here. Man, this thing's sticking right now. All right, Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray had a good day, a good year last year, won the Cy Young, and you know what? He took advantage of a situation, which I think everybody else would too, right? He went out and he got paid. That's the bottom line. Robbie Ray went out and got paid last year, 2.84 ERA. This, when you look at the the stats and you're referencing some of the top pitchers, you just got to look at Robbie Ray last year. 13-7 wins you a Cy Young now. Hey, think about that. 13-7 wins you the Cy Young. Strikeouts 248. That's a lot of strikeouts, and allowed 33 home runs. Pretty good. Ty France was pretty good last season, says Bo Jackson. All right, Marco Gonzalez. I was really hard on Gonzalez the year before. We'll see what he does here. Chris Flexen, Logan Gilbert, and then you got Matt Brash rounding off. And who's the closer in the Paul Sewell? All right, Texas Rangers. I got a feeling Texas is going to be a good team here. I got them second this year. I got Texas coming in second. But when I'm saying the odds here, guys, like like I always give out two teams that I think could win the division. I got Houston first, but I got Texas second. I like Texan here. You're getting plus $3,750. Lay $100. It's a pretty good investment. Lay $100 to win $3,750. And look at the lineup. Marcus Semien. This is This is a pretty good lineup. Corey Seager, Nathaniel Lowe, Mitch Garver, Cole Calhoun, Adolis Garcia, Brad Miller, Nick Solak, Willie Calhoun. Now let's take a look at the starting pitching rotation. You got John Gray from Colorado. Sorry there, Degent. Hey, how did John Gray do last year? And remember, these are stats from Coors Field here. Hey, last couple of years, all his career, 8-12 and 4.59 ERA at Coors Field, and he's 30 years old. So we'll see. He's probably happy he's out of Coors Field. Martin Perez, Dane Dunning, Taylor Hearn, and AJ Alexi. Those are your starting rotation. Not a great rotation, but we will see if it's enough to get the job done in the American League West. But who do you really got to worry about, right? Oakland, Texas, Angels, Seattle, and Houston. Who do you guys like to win the American League West? Who do you guys like? All right, let me see what you guys are saying here. This is a little gem. I don't think Twins win the division. Singletary, yeah, he's a bad boy. Jays are going to lose their home opener to the Rangers on Friday. Yeah, you know what? You never know. It depends what the odds are. It all depends what the odds are. All right, so I do like Houston and Texas to win the American League Central. I got the White Sox and Detroit for American League Central, and that's the bets I'm making for the American League Division, and Tampa Bay and Toronto in the American League East. All right, let's take a look at the National League East and take a look at the Atlanta Braves, your defending World Series champions. Eddie Rosario, Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson, Marcell Ozuna, Austin Riley, Adam Duvall, Dansby Swanson, Alex Dickerson, Travis Arnaud. And when you look at Brian Snitker, a 53 win percentage. And I forgot to give the managers for the American League West. You got Dusty Baker going to his 25th season, a 53% win percentage. You got Joe Madden at 53 is going in the 19th year. Mark Kotze is a rookie, and Scott Service, 50%. I believe Scott's going in his second year, right? Second or third year. Let's take a look at the starting rotation for the Atlanta Braves. Max Fried, Charlie Morton. I love Charlie when he was with the Tampa Bay Rays. Ian Anderson, last season, 9-5, ERA of 3.59. And you can see here, strikeouts 124. Four-seam fastball, circle change, a 12-6 curveball. And he excels at limiting home runs and limiting base hits. So, maybe the under. That tells me you might want to bet the under when Ian Anderson is on the hill. Huascar Noah. So you got Huascar Noah and Tucker Davidson rounding off your pitching rotation. And then you got, let's take a look at the closer, Kenley Johnson. Hey, getting Kenley Johnson from the Dodgers. But Kenley, 4-4, 38 saves, ERA of 2.28, giving up 4 home runs. You know, you don't want to see your closer ever give up a home run. But you know what? Atlanta looking good again. But I got them winning second in the division. I got Atlanta second. Who do you guys like in the American National League East? There's the Miami Marlins. Let's take a look at their lineup. So you got Jazz Chisholm, you got Jorge Soler, Garrett Cooper, Avisel Garcia, Jesus Sanchez, Jesus Aguirre. Hey, a lot of Jesus in there. Joey Wendell. Yeah, Joey used to play with the Tampa Bay Rays. Yeah, he was a nice player for the Rays. Rays were stacked. Jacob Stallings, and then you got Mikael Rojas going for the top 9. Let's take a look at their rotation, the pitching rotation. You got Sandy Alcantara. You got Jesus Luzardo. Man, another Jesus. Hey, you get a lot of Jesus there in the South Beach here. Trevor Rogers, Pablo Lopez. I like Pablo. Pablo's a good underdog pitcher. If you can get Pablo Lopez as an underdog price, he's a good sinker ball pitcher, and you can see he performs better when playing at home, and he excels at limiting home runs. Yeah, I like Pablo Lopez. And Eliseo Hernandez rounding off the starting rotation for the Miami Marlins. And New York Mets. Let's take a look at the Meet the Mets, Beat the Mets. Brandon Nimmo. You got Starling Marte, which they got last year from, he was all over the place. He got traded a few times, right? I know he was with Pittsburgh a long time, but where was he in last year? Was it out to Padres? Was it Padres or out west? I thought he was somewhere out there. Francisco Lindor, big contract. Pete Alonso. You got Mark Canha, Eduardo Escobar, Dominic Smith, Jeff McNeil, and James McCann, your projected lineup. And then when you take a look at the pitching rotation for the New York Mets, now Jacob deGrom is going to start on the IL. He's got a shoulder injury. Max Scherzer, nice pickup. Chris Bassett used to be with the Oakland A's. In fact, when you look at Bassett's numbers last season, he was 12-4, ERA of 3.15 and 159 strikeouts. This is looking like a nice rotation. Carlos Carrasco, and when you look at Carlos last year, 1-5 though, only went 1-5. And then Tyler McGill, hey, from Better Call Saul, McGill from Better Call Saul. And here's the team I like to win the National League East this year. I like the Phillies. I'm just hoping they get their bullpen act together. Last year, Philadelphia Phillies, if you would bet them through 7 innings, you probably won every bet. As soon as they got to the bullpen, this is where you start praying. Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, I like that pickup. Castellanos you know what? He brings an attitude, which I think is gonna, not that you really need it in Philly. Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, Rhys Hoskin. You got Gene Segura, Didi Gregorius. How old is Didi? Didi's 32. All right, that was his stats last year. Hitting 209. Got to get that up. 370 slugging percentage. Alex Bohm, and then you got Adam Hazley. You know what? I really like Philadelphia, guys. I like Philadelphia. I love the starting rotation. I think Zach Wheeler, I got him to win the Cy Young this year at Bookmaker. I think Zach Wheeler, it would be a nice long shot. I forget what the price was to win the Cy Young. Let me check with Bookmaker to see if they still got it listed right here. So let me see right there. Futures. There we go. Let me see here. Oh no, it's not. See, sometimes they take down their things during day games. So what did I have as player futures? Okay, maybe this is it here. It's gone already. But check at Bookmaker during the morning. You could probably get Zach Wheeler at like $1,200 to win the Cy Young. I think that's a good one. Braves win it until someone proves them. Mark, yeah, you're from Atlanta, Mark. You're biased. No, but you know what? I do have Atlanta coming in second, but I got the Phillies winning the division this year. I got Phillies at plus 333, and I got Atlanta number 2 at 134. And again, I think the Mets is going to be one of those situations where, you know, you think they got a big, high-profile team with money. You know, the Yankees did that a lot, right? Bought a lot of teams, but, you know, when you buy teams, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And this year, I think it's going to fall in that category for the New York Mets. All right, let's take a look at the Washington Nationals. You got Cesar Hernandez, Juan Soto. Hey, Juan Soto maybe MVP this year. If you look at his numbers last season, Juan Soto at 502 at-bats. He had 157 hits, 29 home runs, and he was hitting .313. Nice. You might want to take Juan Soto as maybe an MVP candidate. Nelson Cruz batting third, and then Josh Bell in cleanup. You got Keibert Ruiz on fifth, Lane Thomas sixth, Alcides Escobar seventh, Mikael Franco batting eighth, and Victor Robles batting ninth. And let's take a look at that starting rotation for the Nationals. Patrick Corbin. If you know the thing with these guys, they got to stay healthy, right? They got to stay healthy. I know last year was pretty good for Corbin, 9-16. ERA of 5.82, not good. Josiah Gray, Paulo Espino, Josh Rogers, Eric Fitty. Not a great lineup, but I like the Phillies, guys. I do like the Phillies to win the National League East. Let's take a look at the Central. Let's go down here and let's take a look at the Central. Chicago Cubs. Let's take a look at those Cubbies. Rafael Ortega, Frank Swindell, Wilson Contreras, Ian Happ, Patrick Wisdom, Clint Frazier, Jason Hayward, Andrelton Simmons, and Nick Madrigal for your rotation, your starting 9. And then let's take a look at the pitching rotation for the Chicago Cubs. Marcus Stroman, if he can stay healthy, you know, 10-13 last year, ERA at 3.02. Hey, the Stro Show, 158 strikeouts. It's a good pickup. We will see how it works out. Kyle Hendricks, I think Kyle's your ace right there. Alex Mills in the 3 in the rotation. Wade Miley. Hey, Wade Miley used to be with Cincinnati and Houston, Milwaukee. Hey, the suitcase guy. And Drew Smiley. Rounding off your starting rotation. Don't really like the Cubbies this year, guys. Sorry, Gloria. The Cubbies aren't looking too good this year. Plus 870 to win the division. Cincinnati Reds. Hey, it looks like they cleaned house last year. Jonathan India, Tyler Naquin, Joey Votto. Joey Votto hitting third. Tyler Stevenson. You got Mike Moustakas. Tommy Pham was with San Diego last year. In fact, he was with Tampa Bay the year before in 2019. Last year, Tommy hit, let me see here, 229. Pretty good. He's a good player. We'll see. Maybe a change of scenery helps him out here. Colin Moran. Colin, I believe, was with Pittsburgh, last year. Kyle Farmer. And then you got Nick Senzel rounding off your 9. Let's check out the starting rotation for the Cincinnati Reds. You got Luis Castillo. Luis Castillo. Let's take a look at some of his numbers. Last year, 8-16. ERA of 3.91, 192 strikeouts. Performs better. Look at that. Not too many quirks here, according to the show. Tyler Mahle. Tyler last year. What did Tyler do last year? You can see he went 13-6. ERA at 3.75. Mike Minor, your number 3. Vladimir Gutierrez. You know what? Gutierrez, if I'm not mistaken, a pretty good pitcher when it came to strikeouts. You know what? 9-6, 4.74. But you know what? He had his moments. Didn't do very, very well. Yeah. I remember he had a couple of good games, and then it just, I remember now. Not too good. Reaver San Martin is a lefty, and he'll be in the 5th rotation for the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati, I don't have him listed in there. I in the National League Central, I like Milwaukee again. I had Milwaukee last year. I don't think anything changes. You look at the starting lineup. You got Colton Wong. I love Willie Adames. I don't know why Tampa Bay got rid of him, but I know why. They needed pitching, and Milwaukee was the only people last year willing to negotiate. So what you guys are saying right now is Ty France was pretty good last season. Jay's going to lose their home opener. Yeah, we saw that. The Gray Wolf was definitely a Jekyll and Hyde. You're talking about John Wolf or Gray, John Gray. Seattle plays in parlays. Let's go Braves. Braves win. Reds always start out the years and then lose 20 straight. Yeah, no, you're right. I think you're right there. Let me see here. Let me see the. Just give me 1 second here, guys. I wish there was a way to get you guys more involved in like a voice, so this way we can have more of a banter back and forth. I know that YouTube was working on software to have people come in. It would be much better. All right, instead of me just sitting here blabbing, right? All right, I do like Willie Adames. I'll have to check the player props to see because I think Willie's a great player. Kristen Yelich. Now, how old's Christian? 30. And last season, what was his stats last season? He was hitting 248, slugging percentage of 373. How many home runs did Christian? Only 9 home runs compared to the those years where he had 36, 44. If you can get those years back from Kristen Yelich, man, then you got yourself a good Milwaukee Brewer team. Andrew McCutchen from the Phillies. That's a nice little addition there for the Brew Crew. You got Rowdy Tellez. Rowdy, I think Rowdy in Toronto just got caught with a numbers game, right? Toronto's so stacked with a number of players. They just had nowhere to put Rowdy. And good for him. He's a great guy. Rowdy Tellez is a great teammate. And look at that. Last year, hit 242. How many bombs did he have? Rowdy had 11 home runs in 297 at-bats. Pretty good. I think Rowdy Tellez is going to help out the Brew Crew. Hunter Renfroe, Omar Narvaez, Lorenzo Cain, and Jace Peterson rounding off your rotation right there. And let's take a look at the starting rotation for the Brew Crew. I like this rotation. I really do like this pitching staff. Corbin Burns leading off your ace. Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta. Is there a better starting three in Major League Baseball? I'd like to know where it is. I think this is one of the best starting three in all of baseball. Eric Lauer, a lefty, the only lefty in the rotation, and Adrian Hauser. Probably the best starting five in all baseball. Who has a better starting five than these guys? Hey, I think, guys, keep an eye on Milwaukee. I think if we can get them at good value, even at value, I think the win percentage is going to be good. I do have Milwaukee winning the division, and where are they at Bookmaker? They are at minus 182, so it's a little chalky, but you know what? You're getting value. Blab, man, Blab, you do a great Vince Scully. I miss tuning in late Dodgers game just to hear Vince call or banter in all games himself. Hey, thank you, Timmy Two Shoes. Appreciate the love, man. Thank you. Pittsburgh Pirates. All right, let's go with the Pirates. And Ke'Bryan Hayes. All right. Yoshimoto Tsugo. Where did he play last year? Tampa Bay. I remember that name. Brian Reynolds. Daniel Vogelbach. Daniel used to be with the Brew Crew, wasn't he? Seattle. That's it. Seattle. Always got, Milwaukee too. Yeah. There you go. I remember that. Anthony Halford, Ben Gamel, O'Neill Cruz, Roberto Perez, and you got Kevin Newman. Pittsburgh, man. It's just, you know what? Like my mom used to say, I used to call my mom, and my mom had a great one-liner, eh? She'd say things like, I'm on a champagne drunk on a beer budget, and that's the Pittsburgh Pirates, eh? They're on a champagne drunk with a beer budget. That's the Pittsburgh Pirates in a nutshell, eh? Look at that. They don't have a lot of players that, Mitch Keller, the starting ace, hey, Jose Quintana, JT Brubaker, Bryce Wilson, and Zach Thompson. Could be another long year for the Bucks. And then you got St. Louis Cardinals, right? The St. Louis Cardinals. Let's take a look at the Cardinals lineup. Tommy Edman. You got Paul Goldschmidt. Hey, remember him when he was with Arizona? Had some really good years with Arizona. But you know what? Going in his fourth season with the Cardinals. Pretty good. And you got Tyler O'Neill. Nolan Arenado. Yeah, hey, you know what? Had to get out of Colorado. Wasn't going to win, right? And he decided, I'm going to go here, and I got to go win some ball games. Arenado is a good player. Dylan Carlson, Yadier Molina. I think this is last year, right? How old's Yadier? 39 years old. Great teammate. Corey Dickerson, Paul DeYoung, and then Harrison Bader. Batter's a funny dude, eh? Bader would have been a great hockey player, eh? If you look at the lineup, look at this. Look at Bader. You don't tell me Bader with that mullet to be a good hockey player, eh? He'd be a perfect hockey player. All right, let's look at the pitching rotation for the St. Louis Cardinals. You got Adam Wainwright. All right, Adam Wainwright. Let's take a look at Wainwright's numbers and quirks. You can see here last year, 3.05 ERA, 17-7. You know what? Adam Wainwright's a good pitcher to get. If you get some medium odds value like 140 to 160, I think that's a nice throws an extremely effective breaking ball. Yeah. So again, not a dominant pitcher with the fastball, but you're gonna see, like the Hyun-Jin Ryus, the Sonny Grays, the Adam Wainwrights, location ball pitchers, right? And then those pitchers, if they're on, good unders. These are good under pitchers, right? Curveball, sinker, cutter, and he's only got a 89 miles an hour fastball. But keep in mind, how old's Wainwright now? Adam Wainwright is, take a look at his age. Yeah, 40 years old. He's not going to have a 20-year-old arm anymore, right? Steven Matz, Blue Jays and the New York Mets. Miles Michaelis, Dakota Hudson, and Jake Woodford. That was in Jake Wood, Milwaukee a few years ago. St. Louis. I thought, there's a Rusty. All right, so who do I got winning the Central, National League Central? I got Milwaukee at minus 182, and I'm going to go with St. Louis in second at plus 197 to win the division. So again, whenever time I give you guys my division 2 teams, one's the sure shot that I like, and the other is the value long shot, right? So if you like St. Louis, 197, pretty good value at 197. All right, let's go back here. And let's go take a look at, where are we here? I think the last one. Colorado, the Gent Woodworker. You ready? Hey, I'll give you time to sit down and enjoy this one. All right. And thanks a lot, guys, for sticking around today and watching the baseball show. Appreciate you guys. And I know it can be a little bit dry, baseball, but, I think baseball is one of those sports a lot of people can enjoy it, but it's like, when you talk about the purists and the student of the games, I think baseball is one of those sports where, because there's so much stats and players, people just love it, right? And that's what baseball is a nice, hey, dog days of summers, right? That's what you want to do. All right, let's take a look at the Gent Woodworkers, Colorado Rockies. You got Charlie Blackmon leading off here. Let's take a look at Charlie's stats last year. Charlie, 514 at-bats. Hey, you know what? A lot of games last year. Hit 270, and how many home runs at Coors? Only 13 home runs overall last season for Charlie. And what about his quirks, eh? So let's take a look at Charlie's quirks. Let's go right there. Pressure cooker, performs better when there are runners on base and excels at driving in a runner from third when less than 2 outs. All right, good to know. Oh, see, did you notice this thing here? Look in the top right-hand corner. Tells you, I guess the red is his top hitting zones, right? I would imagine that's what it means. Hey, what do you guys think it means? The red is where he hits the best? I'm not sure. If you guys know, let me know. It'd be nice to know. Chris Bryant, hey, good pickup from the Cubs, Colorado? Yeah, the Cubbies. Yeah, he's with the Cubbies. Ryan McMahon, Ryan lefty. Overall, 84 on the show, third baseman. CJ Cron, Brendan Rodgers, Sam Hillard. Hey, Randall Grichuk. Again, when I think of Rowdy Tellez and I think of Randall Grichuk, same situation. Caught in a numbers game. Toronto is so stacked, and they're just Toronto's like, man, it's as if somebody just gave them like a Brinks truck and said, all right, go win us a World Series, right? You look at the Blue Jays, they're spending a lot of money, and what's hurting is guys like Grichuk, guys like Rowdy Tellez. I thought Biggio would have been gone by now, but man, they're just, Randall Grichuk's going to be a great player for the Colorado Rockies. In fact, when you look at Grichuk's numbers last year, 22 home runs. I guarantee you, I think he gets 40 home runs this year at Coors. Hey, what do you guys think? Do you think Grichuk gets 40 home runs this year? Hey, he's hitting at Coors Field, man. You never know. Jose Iglesias, and they got Elias Diaz here at not a great lineup, but it's Coors Field. and they're professionals. So you just never know. All right, let's take a look at the starting rotation. And you got German Marquez. You got Antonio Senzatella. I love Antonio. A couple years ago, he was money. I was betting him a lot. I think it was, this year in 2019? Yeah, he was a good underdog pitcher. He had a bit of a high ERA, but what pitcher at Coors doesn't? And then you got 5-3 in 2020, 4-10. A little bit of a decline, but Antonio Senzatella. I think I just like saying his name. Hey, Antonio Senzatella. Hey, I got a lot of Italian friends. I don't know if that's Italian, but I just like saying his name. Austin Gomber. You got Kyle Freeland, the lefty. And let's take a look at the lefty's numbers right here. 4.3 ERA, 20 home runs given up. And let me see here. Innings pitched, strikeout. He's a four-seam fastball. He's got a slider. He's got that 12-6 curveball, sinker, changeup. I don't like a pitcher with too many pitches in the arsenal, right? I think having to, it's like the old saying, when you got three quarterbacks, you don't have one, right? Or remember Steve Spurrier back in the day when they had Doug Johnson and Jesse Palmer, and Jesse's an Ottawa guy, so that's why I always go back to these analogy. And they used to say when you got two quarterbacks, you don't have one. And when I think of a pitcher with all these, sometimes I look at these games and a pitcher's got like 7 pitches. If you got 7 pitches, you don't have one. A really good pitcher has 3-4 pitches, right? And that's the ones that, how many do you really need to strike him out? You need, something fast and something change up, right? Or something deceiving, like a curveball or a slider. I think the slider is the hardest pitch to hit. And I'm just using my experience here in the MLB The Show, right? Every time I play this game, and I can hit fastballs, I can hit changeups, but as soon as I get, say if I'm a right-handed batter with a right-handed pitcher, man, the slider to me is one of the hardest pitches to hit, especially when it's coming and then all of a sudden you see it tail end. I don't know how the professionals do it. If you guys ever play this game, MLB The Show, if you got a right-handed batter and the pitcher throws a slider, I'm telling you, now you have more respect for batters against slider pitchers, right? And then you got Chad Way Too Cool. Hey, there's his new nickname I gave him. Chad Way Too Cool for Colorado. And Cool, the number 5, he's got a slider, four-seam fastball, a sinker, curveball, and a circle change. All right, that's your starting rotation. I don't know, the gent, Rockies, oh boy, I don't know. I really don't know. What do you think? They're in a tough division. They're probably in the toughest division of all baseball. The only thing working for you guys is your Coors Field, right? You're working at Coors. All right, let's take a look at the National League West. You got Mookie Betts. Hey, plays and parlays. Don't you wish he was still in Boston? Hey, I miss Mookie Betts. Because I'm more of an American League East guy. When I watch, are you guys like me when you watch baseball? You like watching a certain division, right? I love watching the American League East, and I think my second favorite one is the National League East. Hey, I like watching Atlanta. I like watching Washington, but the American League East, I think it's one of the best divisions. I think the Central is not bad too. In the American League Central, when you got White Sox, Royals, Cleveland, Minnesota, Detroit. Where's Milwaukee? That's the division I like. Cincinnati. No. Yeah, the best division I think is the American League East. When you guys watch, are you guys like that? You like watching the division? I love watching the American League East. Hey, the best teams are there, I think, but not last year. Trey Turner. Hey, good pickup from the Dodgers. Justin Turner. What am I? I'm still on Boston here. All right, so you got Mookie, you got Trey Turner, Justin Turner. How many Turners do you need in this lineup? Hey, Freddie Freeman. You got Will Smith. Hey, just don't slap anybody, Will. Max Muncy, Gavin Lux, Cody Bellinger, and A.J. Pollock. Pretty good lineup, but you know what? The pitching. I really want to see what this pitching is going to be like. Let me go back here. Let's go back to this pitching rotation. You got Walker Buehler's day off, Clayton Kershaw, Julio Urias, probably the most underrated pitcher last season with 20 wins. I think he was the only pitcher to get 20 wins. Tyler Anderson. Tyler's from San Francisco. And where was he before that? He was with Colorado. And then you got Andrew Heaney. Where did Andrew pitch before? The Angels, that's right. Let me take a look at Walker Buehler's days off stats and his quirks. 16-4 last year. And according to MLB The Show, he excels at limiting base hits. He excels at limiting home runs. Throws an extremely effective breaking ball. performs better when playing on the road and performs better in day games, eh? What's with all these pitchers in day games? But Dodgers looking good again. San Diego is like the New York Mets of the East, right? I think San Diego, New York Mets, they're trying to buy their way to a World Series. Trent Grisham, Manny Machado, Jake Cronenworth. You got Luke Voigt, nice pickup from the Yankees. Eric Hosmer. You got Will Myers, Austin Nola, Heuristic, Profar. And then you got Ha-Sung Kim from, where did Ha-Sung play before? Second year for Kim. And let's take a look at that starting rotation for the Padres. Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish, one thing, 6'5". Hey, I didn't realize he's such a big pitcher. Throws a cutter, slider, four-seam fastball. See, another position pitcher, right? Another Sonny Gray, Wainwright type of pitcher. You got Blake Snell, lefty right there in the pen. Let's hope Blake can stay healthy this year. I know 2020 he only started 11 games. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Mike Clevenger, was he Cleveland before? Cleveland. That's right. Joe Musgrove pitched a no-hitter last year. Joe had a good year. In fact, looking at his stats, 11-9, 3.1 ERA, but I believe it was last year he threw his no-no. What about his quirks? Performs better at home. Hey, all these pitchers perform better at home. And then you got Chris Paddock. Pretty good starting five. I don't think as good as the Brewers, but that's a pretty good starting five right there. All right, let's go back to San Francisco. I left my heart in San Francisco, and I like San Fran, guys, to win the division this year. I pick San Fran this year to win the division. You're looking at Tommy La Stella, Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford batting third, Lamonte Wade Jr., Evan Longoria, Mike Yastrzemski, Jock Peterson, hey, remember him with the Braves there, Mark Nations, Steven Duger, and Joey Bart leading off here for the Giants. I like San Francisco again this year. And let's take a look at that rotation. You got Logan Webb. I think Logan Webb wins the Cy Young this year. Carlos Rodon. Now, Rodon needs to stay healthy if they want to, in 2020, had that, was it the arm? Was it the arm injury he had? Shoulder injury. Excels at limiting base hits. Excels at limiting home runs. Performs better playing at home. Who doesn't, right? Alex Wood. Anthony DeSclafani. And then you got Alex Cobb. And I do like... did I do Arizona? Yeah, I did Arizona. All right, so there you have it, guys. In the American League West, National League West, I like the Giants at plus 545 to win the division, and I got the Dodgers. Dodgers at minus 300. So if you're going to put anything on division, if you're looking for long shots, hey, putting minus 300 in the Dodgers to win the division, that's no fun. Hey, you put 545 on the Giants, now that's fun. Hey, that gives you a better something to look at. If I were to put money this year, guys, on to win money, Tampa Bay plus 320 to win the American League East. Let me see here. As much as I would love to put 750 on Detroit, if I had to give you three good picks, I think Texas Rangers to win the American League West at plus 3,750. I think that's a good long shot. Plus 3,750. And then I would put the Phillies plus 333. I do like the Phillies and the Giants. So 4 picks. So here's 4 division picks I got for you guys. San Francisco to win the National League West at plus 545. The Phillies to win the National League East at plus 333. Texas Rangers to win the American League West at plus 3,750. And the Tampa Bay Rays at plus 320. I think you hit one of those guys, you get your money back. Hey, that's how you got to think. You got to think like that. If I hit any of those, I win my money back. All right, let me take a swig of water here. How long was that roundup right there? That was an hour, 22 minutes. Holy crap. Hey, time flies when you're having fun. All right, LA Dodgers team to beat in the National League if they don't have any more injuries, says Mark Nations. Hockey pucks, St. Louis Cardinals tomorrow. As long as they keep Xander and Devers, I'm good. Gonna be another long year, says the gent for his Rockies. Yeah, but all right. So what I'm gonna do now, guys, is I'm gonna show you last year. So one thing I like to do when I'm betting baseball is I like to track the first 20-25 games of what I call the under radar teams. Now, what I did is I went into my database this weekend And you all know my. I just sound like I was from Atlanta there, eh? With y'all, hey Mark. I sound like I was somebody from down south. Y'all know around Raymond when he talks about baseball. So you know that this weekend I did a lot of homework looking for favorites and underdogs. And what I did is I wanted to see which teams last year had the best value as underdogs and favorites. But, what I'm looking for is not the win percentage. I'm looking for volume. And I'm going back to my perception versus reality card. All right? And here's what I'm talking about. Remember last year, everybody said San Francisco, Seattle, Atlanta, they can't keep it up. And normally, when I call those under the radar teams, when everybody thinks that eventually they're just going to fall off, they rarely don't. They just keep going like an Energizer bunny. They just keep going and going and going. Look at this. Last year, the number one team. So what I did is I took all the underdogs for all these teams last year. So last year, all these teams, when they were underdogs, look at the New York Yankees. They had the best win percentage at 64% as an underdog, 18-10. But here's the big but. They were only underdogs 28 times. You know why? It's the Yankees. What does Yankees represent? Michigan football, Ohio State football, Oklahoma, Alabama. High public profile team names. You're not going to get them in a lot of volume, right? If I have the Yankees and Red Sox and I got two pitchers, say Cole against Chris Sale, well, guess what? It's very even, but because it's the Yankees, they're always going to get that public perception tag of being the favorites, right? So the Yankees last year, only underdogs 28 times. San Francisco, look at that, A-type team, 37-27 as an underdog, 64 time as an underdog. And when you look at how many times they were a favorite last year, 103. Pretty good, right? Pretty good. All right, so 64. Tampa Bay Rays, great underdog play, 53%. Think about that. The Tampa Bay Rays, a 53 win percentage as an underdog last year, record 32-28, 60 times. Here's what I'm talking about. Perception versus reality. Here's one of my under the radar teams, Seattle Mariners. Last year, and we're going to keep an eye out for who's the next Seattle Mariner, who's the next San Francisco Giant team this year. And these what I call when I'm doing the show in the morning and I say, guys, I'm looking for my under the radar team pick this year, this week to see, because people are going to say, oh, they can't keep it up. They can't keep it up. Well, that's what we said about Seattle last year. And look what Seattle did. 113 dimes as an underdog, won 53%. Imagine what that is on the money line. Imagine what they did on the money line as an underdog. The Boston Red Sox, pretty good, 52%, and then the Atlanta Braves. And what I did was I looked for teams that had a 60-plus in volume. Anytime they were an underdog, mentioned 60 times or higher, and those were the teams right here. San Francisco, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Boston, Atlanta. That's the teams this year you want to look for. And what I'm saying is that, it won't be the exact same teams, but we're looking for situational plays on the teams that we think that, people are they're going to bet against them, but all they do is keep winning. And normally they're A and B type teams, right? What do I always say? A, B, or C? See you later. Don't bet on C type teams. I'm going to look for these type of teams this year. And that's why I highlighted these, because when I'm looking at the underdogs, I'm going to look for teams, especially in the first 20-25, to see which teams that are going to be underdogs but keep winning, right? Because they're the ones you want to follow the rest of the way. Now, the favorites, let's go to the favorites. Hey, look at your Colorado Rockies right there. Last year, 29-12 as favorites. They won 71% of the games. Hey, the only bad news is it only happened 41 times, right? It's too bad they didn't play 100 games as a favorite, because they probably would have won 60-some% of those games as a favorite. But look at that, C-type team. Very rare, but I didn't put them in the highlight because the only team I highlighted as favorites that had a volume of 100 games or more as a favorite. And look at the same cast of characters. Giants, Dodgers, Tampa Bay, White Sox, Astros, all had 100 or more wins, but a higher percentage of 60. I didn't put 50. If you see down here, you see there's 59, 58, 57. I didn't touch those teams because they didn't meet my 60% requirement. So these are the type of teams this year when I'm betting baseball, and you're going to hear people say a lot of times, guys, when you bet baseball, it's the hardest sport to bet. It is. I think baseball is one of the hardest sports to bet to make money But the thing is, why it is hard is because there's so many games. And the thing is, you got to pick a certain amount of teams that you're going to back, and you got to follow those teams and play those teams. And to me, San Francisco, Dodgers, Rays, White Sox, Houston, and you throw in the Rays, Mariners, and then the Braves as underdogs. Those were the teams last year, under the radar teams, and those are the ones I followed and I made money. You know the teams I made the most money with last year? Tampa Bay, San Francisco, Seattle, and Atlanta. Those were the teams that I made the most money last year betting. And you know why? Because they win. At the end of the day, what does Iron Mike Singletary says? We want winners. We want winners. You want to support winners. You want to bet on winners. And we talked about it this week, right? Would you rather have a nice price or a team with a better win percentage? Give me that team with the win percentage, and whatever the price is, the price is. If that's the price is to get a unit, that's the price is. The price is what the price is. Hey, the price is right. Hey, so this year when you're betting baseball, keep an eye out on these undervalued teams. These I call it perception versus reality. The under the radar teams where people think, oh, they can't keep it up. They can't keep it up. They normally do. Hey, look at Seattle. Pretty good year last year. Atlanta won the World Series. San Francisco, nobody expected that. Tampa Bay, all they do is keep winning. That's why Kevin Cash, to me, I call him the cash man, because all he does is makes me cash, right? So those are the teams I'm going to be looking at this year. The White Sox did very well when you got them as a favorite. 64% favorites, right? So these type of teams, and look at that, A-type team, A-type team, A-type team, B, B, and then you look here, A, B, B, B. Keep an eye on those A's and B's, and guys, limit the number of teams you're going to follow in baseball to the ones that make you money. Does that make sense? What do you guys think of that concept? So I just wanted to show you my results that I found this weekend, because I remember looking at last year and I'm saying, you know what? Man, I remember making a lot of money on Tampa Bay, Seattle, San Francisco. I know the White Sox, there was a period where they kept winning and winning and winning. And it's even better when those under-the-radar teams go on those winning streaks. You know those streaks where 7, 8, 9 games, and if you can get on that streak at 3 games and then hold the rope, get on the bus, enjoy the gravy train, right? So that's what I wanted to show you guys today. Follow those under-the-radar type teams, and hopefully that helps you here today. Coach Wentz just tomorrow for the Pearls. Yeah, just the Pearls, baby. Hey, that's what I do. I try to give you guys good quality content, and at the end of the day, as long as you guys keep showing up on the channel and you have an appreciation, I'll keep doing this. I'll keep doing this, and the more feedback you give me, then it motivates me to get better, right? I just want to get better and hopefully give you guys winning information. All right, what else we got here? Player props. Now I'm trying to get the player props on Bookmaker. Let me see. Yeah, so the player props that I like. Let me see if I can get some of these to show up here. See, they were here this morning, but then they left. But anyway, here's what I like. I like Wheeler to win the Cy Young. If you can get Cy Young on Wheeler, that's one of the props that I like. And Juan Soto. If you can get Juan Soto, maybe to win a home run, or maybe MVP. I think Juan Soto is going to have a really good year. Those are a couple of the player props that I like. Also, futures. All right, futures. Let's go to my World Series prediction. So my number one World Series. I'll start backwards. I'll start at number 3. Well, here it is, Zach Wheeler, but it doesn't have the odds. All right, let me see here. I had my list right here. Where's Juan Soto? Okay, it doesn't have the odds. I don't know why. All right, no. I thought so what I have is all the American League Cy Young Award winners and the price. And Zach Wheeler, where's Zach Wheeler? Right here. They don't have the price on it. See, Bookmaker had like the lock at the beginning, so it wasn't open yet. Let me see here. American League Cy Young. Who do you guys like to win in the American League Cy Young? Hey, American League Cy Young winner. It's tough. It's tough. Corey Kluber, 6,000 with the Tampa Bay Rays. That's pretty good value right there. Hey, Corey Kluber at plus 6,000. Garrett Cole plus 400. Those are pretty good ones right there. All right, here's my pick to win the World Series. Soto and Guerrero MVP. Yeah, I like that. The Guerrero MVP, that's a good one, Mark. I do like that there. Excited to cap baseball with everyone. All right, here's my 3 picks to win the World Series this year. Number 3. My number 3 pick. Where's my list here? Give me a break right here. I want to see what gets you guys. There it is. Is this it here? Yeah. All right, here you go. Number 3. So the number 3 pick, my silver pick, is the Philadelphia Phillies at plus 2,400 to win the World Series. So let me see here. The World Series, Philadelphia Phillies. I'm just going to update it. It's 2,406. So $2,406 at Bookmaker. That is my number 3 pick. My silver pick. My mistake. My mistake. Tampa Bay Rays, my bronze pick. Tampa Bay Rays, my bronze pick at 1940. And right now at Bookmaker, Tampa Bay Rays. Where's Tampa Bay? Yeah, $1,900. So that is my bronze selection. My silver pick, Philadelphia Phillies at 2,406. And my number 1 pick, my gold pick to win the World Series, San Francisco Giants. I like the Giants this year to win the World Series. 2,150. And those are 3 long shots. I'm not a big chalk player, because if you're going to bet these futures, anybody can give you the Dodgers at minus 400 and, and stuff like that. But if you want to take a long shot, if you want to take money, if you want to make money in the long run, you got to take risk. So just to recap, and I'll post this into the right here. So my bronze pick is Tampa Bay Rays at plus, what did I say here? At 1940. So 1940. Silver pick to win the World Series, Phillies plus, what did I say here? 2,400. And then my gold pick is San Francisco Giants. Giants plus, what did I have in there? Giants plus 2,150. And what does Bookmaker have? The latest odds? Giants plus 2,153. Hey, pretty good long shots right there. What do you guys like? Who do you guys like to win the World Series? Before I go, and again, I want to thank you guys for watching the baseball preview show. An hour 37 minutes. I didn't think it'd be that long. I was saying, you know what, maybe an hour will be good. But it's always a good refresher to go through all the teams, go through all the starting rotations. I didn't go through the bullpens as much as I want to. And again, the Phillies, the only thing that concerns me with the Phillies is that bullpen. But I think this year I love their lineup. And I love the starting pitching lineup. You got Wheeler, you got Nola. Man, Philly's looking good. But I think San Francisco, that whole National League West division, man, that's going to be a fun team, a fun division to watch. But I would love to know what you guys like to win the World Series. What's your gold, silver, bronze? And again, you can post it into the chat or leave a comment into the comment section and let me guys know what you think. Again, guys, I want to thank you for watching the baseball preview show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Brewers and Yankees. That's a good one. You know what? The Brewers and Yankees. So Milwaukee Brewers right now, they are the only thing I just don't like Council. What's Milwaukee Council? Greg Council. 52 win percentage. That's the only thing I don't really like. 1466, good odds. And the Yankees, well, the Yankees are always the Yankees. And what's New York right now? 1138. That's a good one, Mark. I like that. That is a good one right there. What about you other guys? What do the Gent and Bo Jackson? Who do you guys got? Hey, and F. What do you guys like? Love to know what you guys have as your World Series pick, and hopefully we can make you guys some money. Yeah. So, just waiting on that. All right, guys. I want to thank you again, and again, don't forget, share this on your Twitter, your Facebook, and get as many people to the bullpen in the morning. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. and I'll be back here tomorrow with another edition of the Breakfast Club. Have yourself a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys here tomorrow. All right? Thank you.